Donald Trump appeared at a UFC fight over the weekend, and there were some celebrities that dared to meet him, shake hands with him, schmooze. They included Joe Rogan, Mark Wahlberg, Mel Gibson, and Guy Fieri. And Jack White is very upset about this.
Yes, he is.
He posted pictures of this on Instagram as evidence of what happened, as if they were committing some kind of crime. And his caption says, "Anybody who normalizes or treats this disgusting fascist, racist con man, disgusting piece of shit Trump with any level of respect is also disgusting in my book. That's you, Joe Rogan, you, Mel Gibson, you, Mark Wahlberg, you, Guy Fieri. This is a statement from me, not a discussion or debate. Jack White." And then he turned off comments so that nobody can respond to what he said.
He's such a baby. He's such a baby.
Also, like, no one cares what Jack White has to say. I'm not calling him a nobody, but, like, were we all anxiously waiting for Jack White's statement on this?
I was wondering, what did Jack White think about Donald Trump?
Yeah, every time I see new pictures of Donald Trump drop, I'm wondering what Jack White has to say. And then the video of Joe Rogan shaking Donald Trump's hand was just so funny to me, given that he's refused to have him on his show.
Yeah.
Because he obviously looks like a fan.
Yeah. It's funny, too, because...
And then there's also a picture of Mel Gibson just straight up saluting Trump from afar while Donald Trump wasn't even looking.
I love Mel Gibson. Like, I love Mel Gibson more every day.
He knew the cameras were out, that's all.
It's amazing. I do wonder sometimes whether they're addicted to TDS. They're kind of like a crack whore,
like a drug to them,
who's addicted to crack.
And when Elon Musk reinstated Donald Trump's Twitter account, Jack White said, "So you gave Trump his Twitter platform back. Absolutely disgusting, Elon. That is officially an asshole move. Why don't you be truthful? Tell it like it is. People like you and Joe Rogan, who gives platforms to liars like Alex Jones, etc. You come into a ton of money, see the tax bill, despise paying your fair share, and then think moving to Texas and supporting whatever Republican you can is going to help you keep more of your money. How else could Trump possibly interest you? How dare they want to keep the money that they earn from their careers?"
Yeah.
What a heinous crime.
But it's also like the way he's talking like a middle schooler. He's talking like a child.
Like he's writing in a Mean Girls burn book about the girls that he hates at school.
This isn't how an actual adult talks about human interaction with other people. Even if you have bought into like this weird fantasy that the guy you're talking about is Hitler, it's a weird way to talk about another human being.
Also, just meeting and talking to Trump doesn't mean that you worship the guy.
Or even like him.
In fact, I think Trump's base, if anything, sees him more realistically than the people who hate him. They don't think of him as some kind of god. There was this quote from Mark Wahlberg in the article about this, talking about the first time he met Donald Trump years ago. And he said he was very Donald Trump-like, talking about the things that he does, things that he has, business interests, properties, stuff like that. But he wasn't ever mean or rude. But I don't think he asked me too many personal questions or about what I do. Like, we know that he's a self-involved businessman. And that, I mean, as someone who likes Trump, like, I mean, how could you not? He's a likable guy. I know that he's self-interested and fundamentally a liberal.
Yeah.
Who just happened to fall on the Republican side of the camp because the politics shifted away from him where he was a Democrat in the 90s. But, like, I just don't think shaking hands with the guy means that you're normalizing him. Like, I don't know how much more normalized you can get after being the president of this country. It's not like he's some fringe figure.
He's delusional.
And at any moment that Trump wanted to, he could come back to Twitter and start posting again. And it would probably help him, but he's already normalized.
I was also told that he apparently pulled out of the CNN town hall. Donald Trump did.
Oh, interesting.
That he's not.
He would destroy that, though.
I know, right? It's really funny too, because as a rule, I'm not really a fan of politicians ever, but Trump activates my nihilist meme side.
Your almond.
Yeah, like my nihilist memer side, right? So it's like I don't like him as much as I like the way he upsets other people a lot of the time. And then seeing
Jack
how
White doesn't realize that by posting things like this, he's only animating more of that spite from people.
Yeah. And seeing it happen to celebrities who are essentially uncancelable, like a Mark Wahlberg or a Mel Gibson. Guy Fieri too, really.
Why is Guy Fieri getting dragged into this? He's as apolitical as it gets.
Like, is Emerald gonna come in and start beef with Guy Fieri and be like, and then Gordon Ramsay comes in, and
then Rachel Ray gets involved somehow.
Hey, I'm down for. Okay, I went down a rabbit hole yesterday.
Okay.
So, I don't know. Here was so Tiffany Amber Thiessen had like a video of her. And then it's her in the 90s and then her now. And then now she's got like this cooking channel. And I watched like 10 videos on cooking with Tiffany Amber Thiessen. It was a bit of a rabbit hole to go down for like somebody who grew up in the 90s. So yeah, but yeah, like I don't know what you end up doing with this if you're Jack White, other than you're just doing it because the media's radicalized you so much.
He's also not even a boomer. He's like...
He was born in 1975.
He's pretty young to be this, like, anti-Trump to the point, like...
No, because he's still a celebrity, which means that most of them are anti-Trump.
Well, sure, but, like, you would think the people watching CNN who, like, hate Trump with every fiber of their being are in the older generation. Anyway,
no. The older generations are the one who tend to be more nuanced with it. It's
everyone watching CNN and Fox is old.
It's the younger generation of people that seem to have the most vitriol towards it. Like not the kids, but like the celebrities in their 30s and who've been alive just long enough to have been radicalized by their college to tell them that everyone is a fascist but them.
Another thing I wanted to mention about this is that Dana White has come out and endorsed Sound of Freedom in a new video he posted on Twitter, and then included a clip of Mel Gibson endorsing the movie as well.
Let's watch this here. It's 47 seconds long. Here we go.
Right. There's a new movie out called The Sound of Freedom, and it's about human trafficking. More importantly, the trafficking of children. This is a disgusting, horrific issue that's happening all around the world, and it's not getting better, it's getting worse. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give any of my UFC employees that want to see this movie free tickets to go see. And I would like to encourage other executives to do the same at their company. Here's Mel Gibson with some more information on The Sound of Freedom.
One of the most disturbing problems in our world today is human trafficking, and particularly the trafficking of children. Now, the first step in eradicating this crime is awareness. Go see Sound of Freedom.
Mel Gibson rules.
And Sound of Freedom is still performing really well in theaters.
Yep.
You're saying everyone who has seen it says the theater was packed.
Yeah, multiple people. I mean, it's
as much as they would like to say that it's just QAnon conspiracy theorist boomers who are seeing it.
Is also like is Jack White like just like maybe Dana White is actually like the really embarrassed father of Jack White, and he disowned him when he was a child.
Maybe.
And he's like, oh my God, my son is such a soylent. Like, I don't want anything to do with him.
Lay off the soylent, Jack White.
Exactly. So Dana White.
What
Jack
do you think
White?
of this? I think this is like an example of truly putting your money where your mouth is. But a lot of the times when executives of big companies rally their support behind social causes, I find it obnoxious and performative.
Yeah. But this is like a non-mainstream cause now, so it's a little bit different. It's not the same as Amazon being like, look, we'll pay for you to go get an abortion in another state. We love women's rights. We will go pay for your abortion.
As long as you go get that abortion and get back in the wage cage immediately after.
Because we do not want we don't want to give you maternity leave, which is the part they don't say out loud.
Look at who benefits from those social causes.
Okay, I get a lot of Amazon ads on Instagram. There's this is such an aside, but it's these two that play back to back where they have these weird ads where it looks like it's an Amazon worker who's like it's like a day in the life video where they're like recording it with their phone, and one of them is like this young pretty girl who's like looks like she's in her mid-20s, and then the other one is just this unfortunate looking overweight, and I don't know why they made like they have them film it with their phone, but it's even framed differently, and it feels weird and exploitative that they made the commercial like that. It's supposed to be like, look, anyone of any size, like it felt weird to me.
Well, they always are like pointing the gun at the Amazon employee behind the camera, telling them to talk about how great it is to work at Amazon for
Do you think Guy Fieri, like maybe Guy Fieri is like angling for a job to like take over catering for Trump Tower? But he's got all his shows. Like, I still love Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. There's more to be done with Guy Fieri. He's super MAGA. Maybe he's dark MAGA. Maybe that's what he is. Maybe he's dark MAGA.
The frosted tips, they're a classic sign of a fascist.
Right now, they disagree with you in the chat. Right now, 59% say that frosted tips in your hair is a sign of a neoliberal.
Well, before the show started, Brett was very confident that frosted tips are a fascistic symbol. So.
I have no idea why, but goodness was I certain.
Just as much as that fashy haircut he's sporting right now. Also, there are some people absolutely seething at this Dana White post. One quote tweet said, "Well, if Dana White, such an upstanding, non-wife-beating, non-mafia-connected citizen, is promoting the Sound of Freedom, I was obviously wrong, and it's based, and you should all go pay and see it. Can this world get any dumber?" Another person said, "I hope that this blows up in his face." Are the allegations substantiated about him being connected to the mafia or being an abuser?
There was video of him hitting his wife, but people in the chat can let me know. I think the video said that she hit him first and he reacted, which doesn't make it okay. But
odd.
He comes out, he's like equal rights and lefts.
Even if that's true, isn't the guy allowed to still care about
kids being trafficked?
I don't know how that discredits what he said. And if he's connected to the mafia, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's a throwback. Are you kidding me? Does that mean Dana White's going to come into your corner store with a bat and go, "Sure would be a problem. Sure would be a shame if somebody came in here and destroyed your store," and then makes you pay protection money?
Another one said, so right after Mel Gibson, Trump, and Joe Rogan all get spotted hanging out, they tried to promote a propaganda movie in the name of child trafficking. Yeah, my ass, you fascist F, Dana White.
These people are whenever I see between these
delusional and crazy.
Between that story, the Jack White story, and what we're going to talk about at the end, I do wonder if maybe it was wrong to close the asylums. I think that way pretty regularly. Dustin in the chat says the mafia is making a comeback. I'm here for it, man. Let's go. I love The Sopranos.
The mafia is cool.
I'm here for The Sopranos. I'm ready. So
is it astroturfed when people say that Sound of Freedom is #1 at the box office, or is this true? I mean, all the other ones are on the downturn right now. It says Dial of Destiny, Elemental,
Insidious,
Spider-Verse,
Insidious
Transformers.
Insidious is making made a bunch of money this weekend. Insidious was #1.
Okay, I'm getting the numbers for the July 4th weekend then.
Yeah, it's from the weekend before that. Insidious did really because people were still making fun of Dial of Destiny. You lost to Insidious 2. Holy Insidious. Comma 2, not Insidious 2, but people were mad about our takes on it. I was actually surprised by how many people, and to be fair, they're to right to their own opinion, thought Dial of Destiny was fine, and it's just look, that's the beauty of movies, right? Everyone's allowed to have their own opinion. I personally
sort of
didn't like
if you enjoy Attack on Titan, if you enjoyed Indiana Jones Dial of Destiny, I just feel like I don't want to share a space with you.
Also, to be fair, the thing about Insidious at the box office is those low budget horror movies always end up being profitable because they cost nothing to make. I think they said that costs $30 million or less.
Still double what it cost to do Sound of Freedom, and I didn't know this.
It might have been less than
apparently
that.
Sound of Freedom had zero marketing budget.
That's not true. There was marketing I still am seeing nothing.
Or just had a very low marketing budget, and then they said this is why they didn't have posters in the movie theater.
Yeah.
And when I went into the Sound of Freedom theater, the poster for it was a super blurry, pixelated potato cam one. I was like, why is it not high res like the other ones? That must be the reason, right?
Yeah. When I went in, it had a normal ad for it.
That's weird. The poster when I went in was super pixelated and blurry for some reason.
It was happening at other theaters too. People were sending
sabotage.
Yeah. No. I saw a couple of other things that said other theaters had the same problem. Not just not just Sound of Freedom.
Okay.
That other movies were having issues with their AC. It was 90.
It's sketchy if the theater playing Sound of Freedom is the only one that doesn't have AC.
Yeah. They were saying that it was happening.
I think it was Jack White. I'll blame him.
Dustin the Wind says Jim Caviezel Caviezel, Pop Culture Crisis guest. I wish it would be. Here's the thing, though. When he does these interviews, like he's very magnanimous and he's very professional and he's very likable. But I don't really think like me and Mary like dunking on Britney Spears is exactly the vibe for Jim Caviezel. We're like, hey Jim, you want to laugh at Britney Spears with us?
We would keep it tasteful for.
It would be very difficult to be like, oh, look at this loser, look at this lady with the yeah on her Instagram live. Jim, isn't that funny? But then I could talk about him. I could talk to him about the movie Frequency and about Person of Interest. So that would have been cool. But so guys, if you have not yet seen Sound of Freedom, I do believe everyone should go and see it. It's still in a lot of theaters, and like I said, I had a friend who went last night, said the whole theater was packed.
Yeah.
So
I recommend.
And if you get a chance to meet Donald Trump, do it just to piss off Jack White.
Make sure you take a picture.
Take a picture with him and post it. And I've also been working on my Donald Trump thumbs up for pictures when we get pictures with people.
Just, you know that if you're a man and you shake hands with Donald Trump, he's going to yank you. And
he pulls you in. Yeah.
I hope he doesn't do that to women. I'm too frail for that.
I would like, Tacti Platty says.
He would like dislocate my shoulder.
He'd buy you McDonald's to make up for it.
A big and tasty.
He would.
For $1.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.